Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. I'm Dr. Maisha. You know what it is. Um, so come hang out with me on the couch. Come hang out with me on the couch real quick as I kind of tell you what happened this weekend. Behavioral flexibility seems to be the word of, or the phrase of the season. And in one of my, hey Stacy, one of my posts this weekend, I asked one of my groups, and you're welcome to join the group if you'd like. It's called NLP, Mind Remapping, and Mastering Communication in the Unconscious Mind. So I'll put the link in there when I'm done with this. But I've been talking a lot about behavioral flexibility, and one of the things I asked in one of my groups this weekend was, what is it about this pandemic? What is it about COVID? What has it taught you? And for me, it has taught me an amazing amount of behavioral flexibility, patience, and just the ability to insert humor in spaces that normally would be completely intense. I would not normally laugh about. I would probably be very angry about. So I want to just tell you, this is an example of behavioral flexibility that happened to me, or that I had to demonstrate based on what happened to me this weekend. So many of you may know, who follow me already by now, is that I am in Atlanta, Georgia. And blessed be to those who are in Florida and in Texas who have had run-ins with the hurricanes. We had storms from the hurricanes this past weekend, or last week, I should say. And on Thursday morning, when we woke up, over Wednesday night, the storms came through. And on Thursday morning, first thing in the morning, 7 a.m., we heard an explosion. And of course, I know what that was. That was the transformer going out. So the electricity went out, 7 a.m. Now, for those of you who know me, you know I have a 6-year-old. And so I'm living that homeschool life. And so I not only had to have him on his classes by a certain time in the morning, but I also had calls of my own. Now the power's out, which means the Wi-Fi is also out, right? And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get my son on his class, get myself on all of my calls with no power and no Wi-Fi, and somehow maintain all of the juice in my devices? Now, thankfully, I had one backup battery that still had one light on it, so a little bit of charge to it. I was able to charge my phone. Here's what happened. Let me tell you, before I even go into it, maybe 5 to 10 years ago, I would have probably just been so frazzled. My son would have never gotten on class. I probably would have had to cancel most of my appointments for the day, and it just would have been a hot mess. But just by slowing down and looking at all of the possibilities, looking at, what are the potential options that I could utilize to be able to have what we need to get done and not have it be chaos. And so, my mom lives here in Atlanta. I could have gone to her place. Wonderful to have family support. My guy lives here. He offered up his place. He asked if I wanted to go and crash at his place. But at the end of the day, what was most workable, given that I didn't have a lot of time to pack up and drive all the way across the city, was to use my hotspot. So here goes. My entire household of devices was powered, Wi-Fi was powered off my hotspot. I was able to connect my son to my hotspot. I was able to use my iPad, which was connected to the network, which thankfully allowed me to save some of the juice of my phone. And he got through his classes. I got through my calls. And what was so wonderful about it was that we did it with humor. During some of my calls, my clients are so gracious And then, because, this is the work we do in NLP. This is the work that we do in the mind remapping, is I'm teaching them how to inject that humor and how to have this behavioral flexibility. Because at the end of the day, what does it do? It puts you at the source of your life. It puts you in the driver's seat. You don't have to be at the effect of everything that's going on. And there's a lot going on in our world. The double pandemic, this crazy election that's going on. There's so much going on, but we do not have to be at the effect of it with a little behavioral flexibility. So, even as I was, powering all of the devices with the one hotspot, and talking to each of my clients, letting them know this is what's going on. So if it's a little slow, this is why. And, having my son come in and out of the room with his 6-year-oldness, wanting hugs and kisses, wanting to be by my side. This is life. This is life. And, my friends and my clients, as gracious as they were, they just said hi. They just said hi to my son, and, we had a laugh about it. And at the end of the day, we made it through. But that's not all. That's not all, because, I thought it was over at the end of class, at the end of my call day. But I still had to leave the house. I still had to take my son for the weekend to meet his father. And so the power was out. And what does that mean? The automatic garage door was not working. So here we go again. I'm thinking I'm free. Just when we think we get through have a success in our life sometimes after exhibiting a little bit of behavior flexibility, a little creativity, a little innovation, then guess what? Something else pops up. But that's going to happen. Something else is always going to pop up. This whole journey is a mountain with no top, and we're always learning every single day. So here I go, I get in the car, getting ready to let the garage door up, and whoops, I forgot the garage door was not going to work. So one of the things that I've learned that behavior flexibility is inclusive of asking for help. So how many of you out there are lone rangers? I can do it all by myself. I can figure it out all by myself. I'm all alone, me against the world. No. Sometimes you gotta phone a friend, right? We all need support people in our lives. We all need people in our lives that can help us out when we need help, whether it be strategizing or whether it be coming to pick up or bring dinner or whatever the case may be. And so for me in that moment, there was no time to ask somebody to come over, but I did phone a friend. And what I ended up having to do was manually raise the garage door, which that's no big deal, but the garage door would not stay up. So there lies another dilemma, behavior flexibility. So I phoned a friend, and together we strategized that I could prop the garage door up on a ladder, on a recycle bin, so that it would stay up, so that I could drive through and get out of my own home. Isn't that something? So it was an adventure, but it was an adventure that came to a winning end because number one, had a little behavioral flexibility. I felt how I felt. It's not like I didn't have any feelings. It's not that I didn't feel anxious. It's not that I didn't feel a little frustrated. It's not that I didn't feel even angry at some point, but you feel what you feel and you let it pass through. And then you're able to have freedom to actually open your mind and look for the solution. So for me, it was, okay, this is not good. How am I going to get it all done? Yes, it was intense. Yes, it was stressful. Yes, it was all of those things. And then we made it through. And then there was this extra thing like, damn it, something else. And then there was more, okay, what is the solution? And then we made it through. And I think all in all, what helped me to make it through was having that flexibility, allowing myself to feel the feelings I was feeling, but not be stuck with them, right? allowing myself to bring humor into the situation at times where, in residency, I used to say you either laugh or you cry. So allowing myself to bring humor into a situation that normally would have left my whole day messed up, and then allowing myself to call for help. Call for help, let people know what's going on, and let people know, hey, I need help, whether it be a strategy, whether it be an idea, so that I can get through what I need to get through in the day. So my question to you is, where are you finding that you're behaviorally flexible? And where are you finding that you're behaviorally inflexible? And where can you begin to bring some humor to a space that really feels intensely messed up, all right? Intensely unworkable, intensely out of control. Where can you begin to bring that level of awareness and consciousness so that you can be in the driver's seat of your situation or circumstance? And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. This is really the message of the day. And you will, if you are following me on YouTube or on Facebook or on whatever platform I tend to show up, Instagram, if you're following me on any of those, this next few weeks, you're going to hear me talk a lot about behavior flexibility in many different ways, because I believe that that is what is going to successfully put us at the source of our lives. When I talked earlier a couple of months ago about one of the advantageous beliefs to adopt, one of those advantageous beliefs was the person or the system with the most behavioral flexibility controls the system. So who controls your system? Who controls your life? Who is at the source of your life? Of course, if you are a believer, then a higher power has a huge hand, I'm sure. And at the end of the day, you are made in the image and likeness of that co-creator. You are a co-creator with God. So if you are religious or spiritual, this is right inside of your values, but you've got to be willing to be at the source. Okay? So go in your day. See where you can add a little bit of behavioral flexibility to your life. See where you can add a little bit of humor to your life. And let me know in the comments where you intend to bring that. All right? And of course, if you are thinking about wanting to go deeper into learning more about being at the source of your life and at the source of every single circumstance, you might want to consider learning NLP. And if you want to learn how you can do that, just go to remappmymind.com and you can learn about all of the things that we do with the Mind Remapping Academy and the programs that we run. And of course, if you want to start your deep transformation now, you can always book a call with me, and we can I can tell you the next exact steps that you need to really begin to create a life that you design. And you can do that by going to remappmymind.today. So remappmymind.com to learn about trainings and learn about everything we do at the Mind Remapping Academy, and remappmymind.today to skip all of that and just book a call with me right now. All right. You guys have a wonderful start to your week. This is a little Monday mind remapping reset, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next live.